You are listening to episode 41 of the Underhook Show. As always, my name is Steve, alongside my co-host Chris. Chris, how you doing on this Wednesday evening?
I'm good, my friend. Ready to talk wrestling as always with you. Pretty decent night. Just chilling. Ready to knock it out.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we will get to the usual AEW Dynamite discussion, as well as some brief previews of some shows coming up this week, because it is a pretty busy weekend.
Especially in our area. If you know. Oh, sidetrack. They're running like a superstore down there this week. And I think about going tomorrow, but just depends.
Yeah, we'll unpack all that a little bit later. But as I like to lead off with, did you watch anything outside of the usual this week?
I have not. I've been just locked into Lucha Underground still, honestly.
Hell yeah.
I've been addicted to that. And no, I even missed Collision. I didn't even watch Collision on Saturday, unfortunately.
So I did skim through Collision today in preparation for the show. I still have not opened the floodgates as far as finally getting through January, but I'll report back when I do. I intended on it, honestly. I got sidetracked with some European playoff soccer today. That was pretty lit. But otherwise, I've just been really into 95 ECW. As I was saying before we hit record, I got to July where the Gangstas debuted, and it's just a whole lot of fun, man.
I just love going back and watching the good old days. I'm sad that WWE doesn't have a streaming library. Netflix, I guess, but I miss.
They still haven't put up the actual tape library though, which is the problem. And we could start with that because I think I saw today it was 12 years ago they launched the network.
I miss the network so much.
Me too. And someone brought up a point that I want to talk myself into believing, but I also don't know if it's one of those things where it's like, is WWE really this stupid or not? And it's saying basically they killed the footage library essentially on the basis that they don't want people gassing up old material, or specifically non-WWE shows. It sounds crazy though, because every time they run like Philadelphia, or like when they did the NXT stuff in the ECW arena, that it felt like they were trying to cash in on something like ECW. And like ECW stuff always does really well. When they did like the Mike Awesome comp on the Vault, I think they did a Tajiri one as well. It's like there's a demand for it, but just you can't just pull up Netflix or whatever and put on, Heatwave or whatever.
Sucks, but hopefully sometime soon I can stream it again.
Yeah, luckily I got my hands on it before everything went haywire. But yes, I've just been there as far as other footage. But you want to talk Dynamite first and then get into the weekend, or?
Yeah, we do. We can knock the weekend our main event.
Yeah, sure. All right, well. So coming off of last week with the Swerve heel turn, we are now in Denver, Colorado. And the whole time I was thinking the show was in San Diego because I watched Collision right before this. So I was wondering, why are they running a Mile High Madness match in San Diego?
For some reason, I kept thinking they were in Sacramento still, so it's okay, bud.
Yeah, man, we got California on the mind, California dreaming, but it's not the case. Before we get into all the Dynamite stuff, segment by segment, Collision was okay. I watched in full basically all the Blackpool Combat, Death Rider. I still call them the Blackpool Combat Club. All the Death Rider stuff, and let me check my sheet.
Did Pac wear a singlet?
He sure did.
All right, that's chalk it up. Singlet count. Yeah, I wanted to go back and at least watch the 6-man with Jet Set Rodeo.
Yes, that was also what I watched. Fun match. It just had a screwy finish to set up tonight's main event.
I like when teams have color coordinated gear.
Yeah, the matching gear is sharp. Because I saw the result before I knew the context, and I'm thinking, why the hell didn't the man just win these belts with Hangman in the main event scene? And
now we know.
Yeah, now we know. Jack Perry did the type of interference where you just run your music and stand on the stage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Distraction finish. Yeah.
Yes, I seen it tonight when they showed it. Yeah, I it's set up for the pretty sweet Pro Wrestling Guerrilla main event.
Yeah, but fun match there. Unfortunately, it wasn't as conclusive. And I don't know. I just want Gates of Agony to be champion. So
I think we'll get there, man. We'll get there.
Other than that, Claudio was in his bag, dude. Holy shit! Like Not suggesting like it wasn't a bad match by any means. It wasn't like just a carry job, but Claudio just had this a little bit extra pep in his step against Josh Alexander, and it just felt like a Claudio showcase through and through. Highly recommend going back for that. It was probably my favorite match from Collision. And they did the traditional like photo with the title. And when you do that with CML belts, you have an elected second in the picture with you. And Josh Alexander had Lance Archer with the swag in the photo.
Oh, hell yeah. You got
Sunglasses on in the picture.
I think we're going to go back and watch this tomorrow. Like, tomorrow's usually my wrestling catch-up day anyway. Might just throw this out while I'm cleaning.
Yeah, I think it'd be a perfectly fine episode for that. And then the last match I watched in full was the Death Riders Don Callis family, the 6-man, which more of the same, but I mean, it's been pretty good, all things considered. And I watched the angle at the end because I saw that FTR lost, which again, another distraction finish. Bucks are a little bit more hands-on, obviously. I don't know why they would have the Rascals pin them if it didn't mean they were getting inserted into the pay-per-view match. That still has yet to happen.
I feel like after tonight, though, their showing was really good, though. We'll get into it.
Yeah. So that's all I got on Collision. But we can head into the February 25th edition of AEW Dynamite from Denver, Colorado. We just get a quick Saturday Night's Main Event style promo. I feel like whenever Willow's on the card, they do this.
I love it every time.
Yeah, she's been on the card. Well, I mean, at least the last 3-4 weeks, it feels like.
Yeah, she said she was going to be a fighting champion every week, so she has not lied.
Yeah, but that segues into our first match. I think this was my favorite match of the night. I could see why anybody would go with the main event, but I mean, we'll talk about it. But Jon Moxley leading off the show again and just still on this fantastic run he's been on, taking on El Clone. What do you got for me on this one?
I texted you right when the match happened. Since the opening, this is the first match. This is for us. It's hard for me to pick between. This was probably my second match of the night, my second favorite match. But yeah, I love it, dude. I love Eras is all. I mean, El Clone is awesome, and him and Mox have good chemistry in the ring. Yeah, man. Where's this going though? You know what I'm saying? It's my question.
But I also want to wait for the main event to discuss that.
Copy.
Specifically with how the main event was presented. Got some ideas in my head. But as far as this match goes, I think this was just a cool ass match.
It was a good opener, hot opener.
You could do all kind of things with this because I think both Moxley and El Clone are multifaceted wrestlers. They could do it on the ground. They could beat the hell out of each other, and they could do the high impact stuff. I don't think they went to ground as often as I anticipated. But as far as doing the cool stuff and hitting hard, there was no shortage of that here. And I think Moxley did a good job of showcasing El Clone's spots. I mean, especially when it was with those real quick explosive things when they're going to the outside or on the outside, that barricade moonsault, or like that like fucked up one-footed step up moonsault.
I love that thing so much, dude. Like,
yeah.
That, and then like was that the one where he goes outside, or no? That's the one he just
that's the one where like went to the off the corner.
Yeah, that's man. Yeah, I can't wait till Hologram comes back and they have this payoff because it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, and like when he came in, it was like I was saying, him, Hologram, El Clone, and Mortos, they're in all those like West Coast Indie Spot Fest matches, so like they clearly have experience working together. On kind of the flip side, though, of those like more spottier moments, I think the coolest part of this match was when El Clone used the tag rope to choke Moxley.
Yeah.
You don't see that all the time. It's not something like we're really conditioned to think about more like as wrestling fans when we're watching a singles match, especially. I just thought that was so cool. Like it was clever and it was nasty at the same time. And again, I just thought that was sick as hell.
I love this match. There's another match here. Surprisingly, not the main event. You could probably guess what was my match of the night.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, this match did kick ass though, for sure. I'm hoping that this will eventually leads to us getting Moxley versus Aura God, Lance Archer again.
Just do that on like a Collision or something, man.
Yeah. Give it to us for us.
Yeah, I mean they clearly have good chemistry and a big history, so I would like to see that one more time.
The running joke me and my one buddy used to have back when Mox was in New Japan all the time was anytime he touched the title, Lance Archer was there.
Yeah, he was nearby, definitely.
Give us that one more time. They're good. Do it on Collision. Do it for the dogs. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. What I did like about how they wrapped this match up, though, was in these last couple of weeks, you're expecting the El Clone escape spot. He was doing it out of the J Driller and out of the Stomp and all that stuff. So it felt like that Death Rider was a little bit more earned.
Yeah, he had to work for it.
Yeah, he
Make,
definitely had to work for it. So I really appreciated that. Very cool opener. Like I said, I think I got the most out of this compared to anything else on the show. Um, not to like shit on anything else on the show. Some things deservedly so, well, but maybe not in the ring.
yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But overall, very strong start. And just Moxley, man, like just putting a belt on him where it's like, yep, no interference, no Death Rider interference. Just go out and wrestle each and every week. I mean, it's Teflon. It's foolproof.
Yeah,
So
never misses.
no, no. So once again, wonderful output from Jon Moxley, who I gave him Wrestler of the Year on this show. I had him at number 1 on my Violent People ballot, which I published today. And before we get to the second match, I would just like to public apology, complete oversight. I left Orange Cassidy off my ballot.
Yeah,
Total oversight. I know he only worked like 4 months, 5 months, but he at least deserved to crack my 100, and I just left him off.
I can't wait to talk about him in a minute.
Yeah. Before we get there, though, we get the kind of sneaky Nana and Swerve entrance here through the crowd. And I don't know what that means. I didn't know if Swerve was going to change his entrance with this heel turn because it feels strange. Like, Swerve was never, like, out and out a babyface. It was more so that he just got incredibly over being him, you know?
Yeah.
And that came out with, like the slow walk with Nana dancing. But then he changed the music when he came back. And I thought maybe him just coming out through the crowd signaled that he's going to change his presentation entirely. But I think they're still playing this new song after this. But man, this Swerve promo, I don't know what to make of this, dude.
I hated it. It was long-winded.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't need to do this at all. We know you turned heel last week. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you didn't need to do this long-winded promo about...
No, let's unpack it, because I think the big thing that I kind of rolled my eyes at was hinging it on Hangman, specifically retconning this alliance that they've had since he's come back in November. I have problems with that for a couple of reasons. To me, it makes all that feel like a waste of time, and I don't feel like they ever committed to being a team in the first place. It always felt awkward. The matches were okay at best. I think the tornado tag was a lot of fun that they had with the Ops, but none of that felt like significant. And then even since, I've come on the show saying he needs to change the direction, maybe he needs to go heel again, but I don't know why we're back to Hang.
Yeah, it just went right back. So now it's going to be, we think, Swerve Hangman for the belt now? Or are you still going to do Kenny? Because you got Kenny going to come back and get this lick back on Swerve, right?
I feel like we're going to get Hangman Swerve in a stadium. I think I said that last week too. That I actually don't have an issue with, but that's in 5 months.
Yeah, and if you're putting the belt back on Hangman, you're not going to book him well for 5 months. I foresee that happening.
It just feels out of order almost. Like, I would have just had them start, if we're doing Brody Swerve, I would have just started that here.
Yeah.
It just feels incredibly like discombobulated. Disconjoined. You know what I mean? Like, this just feels very sloppy.
It's very convoluted.
Convoluted is the word I'm looking for. I'm running a sloppy shop over here with my vocabulary.
Like, you're running in so many different directions just to go to one path, like you could just start, whatever.
The other parallel I will draw, which I think that would be later in the night when Brody comes out. If they're doing Brody, Swerve, and Bandito Andrade, and we get some sort of team with Swerve and Andrade, I could see them doing Kenny and Hangman against Swerve and Andrade. And I think they were kind of telegraphing that when everybody was in this title mix. But still, it seems so weird to turn heel, like, essentially because of Hangman.
Yeah, it makes no sense, but
It's very weird. I left Dynamite last week feeling good about it, but now it seems like the motivations and the reasoning still aren't there.
yeah.
And my issue with him aligning with Hangman was I don't know the motivations. I don't know the reasonings for this. So I think they still need to tighten up some work, some character work with Swerve here, man.
I feel like we'll get there, at least hopefully before Revolution.
Yeah, this was just not a good mission statement, I should say, because I don't know what the mission is.
Yeah, mission lost.
Yeah, so that was one of my issues on this show, was definitely the Swerve promo. But we can move along. War Dogs are still in AEW.
Hell yeah, they
and
are.
I'm thinking they're gonna be here through the pay-per-view.
They're war ready.
Yep. Speaking of War Ready, is War Ready against, I'm apparently not in my top 100, Orange Cassidy.
Yo, it's tight. His video. I need that on a shirt. And then I can't wait when Roddy comes back because we're going to hear Victim in a Target. I just have a feeling. We're going to hear it. I'm manifesting this. When Roddy comes back, we're going to hear Victim in a Target.
I don't think it's off the table because it's like he's using it in Mexico.
Come on, man. Just give it to us one time. If I hear it one time on AEW, we'll pop. Come on. Josh will
the only thing
The
only thing I could think of is that the issue is they don't want to use like the Boondock Saints sound clip. But I'm like, you don't have to. Just hit the opening, those chords. Like, you hear that and everybody wants to fight.
Exactly.
So just play that.
We'll get there. I feel it's coming.
That being said, Orange Cassidy versus Gabe Kidd. Singles, interesting matchup on paper. I thought this was okay. If this sounds strange, I'm not complaining, but I do think that there is a better version of this match.
Yeah, this wasn't my favorite. Felt very like clunky in some parts.
Maybe they were just feeling it out, first time matchup.
Yeah, the inevitable tag match might rule though.
Yeah, and I also think that needs to be not a lights out match, but just like a street fight.
Yeah, no DQ or something.
Stepped up wild thing. Because I mean, look who's in it. I mean, you wouldn't normally associate Orange Cassidy with those things, but I mean, he excels in that environment too. But it was cool to see. I mean, these are not two names that you would put on paper. I know they're feuding now, but I mean, 2 months ago, you weren't thinking, oh yeah, they're gonna run Orange Cassidy versus Gabe Kidd on Dynamite. So it's an interesting pull nonetheless. But
I mean, he hit that nice fucking 10-root power bomb, so that was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that was sweet. And it is interesting, too, when you're seeing somebody who I think brands themselves with that slugfest mentality, that when they are, doing the indie shot trading, when they're both, not on their feet yet, and Cassie's still doing, the phoned-in windmills, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but other than that, though, I thought this was fine. I don't have much else on it. It was nice to see a pile driver as a finish, though.
At that?
Yeah, it looks sick.
He also he had a backdrop driver, remind me of my dog Morishima.
Oh yeah.
It was just mainly, this match was just the payoff for the after match shenanigans.
Yeah, and we're on week 4 of Darby not being in the match, but being in the match. It's interesting that they, kicked off this feud with just the singles. And I know that they've been building to this since August, but you do the World's End match, and we thought, okay, that's it. And then now this has just been TV since basically the beginning of the year. But I would assume it's War Dogs versus OC and Darby at Revolution.
Yeah, I think we called that once we see what happened with OC.
Another interesting, I don't know if it's a tease or a red herring here, though. Thunder Rosa is Tekla's next challenger, but they're doing it on television and not at the pay-per-view. Chris Stack is cleared to compete, and they're teaming. I think they said they're teaming together on the Collision taping. Stat's demeanor was not normal, and all she was saying was be careful. Entertain this question for me. Was she not warning her to be careful of Tekla, or was she saying be careful and don't touch that belt?
I think it was don't touch that belt, because I also got that same vibe, so yeah.
Does another Chris Statlander heel turn do anything for you?
Unfortunately, I think the ships, they've tried. They didn't even try. They booked her horribly when she was a champion, and now you didn't book her right the first time when she was a heel either, so.
I mean, I was doing some perspective here, some big picture stuff. What heels do they have besides Mega Bad and Tekla slash Sisters of Sin. Monet, but she's still on break.
Damn. So, I mean, yeah, I guess someone's gotta.
They need another heel, is what I'm asking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess she's the best one because you don't have Athena up here. So, I mean, you do have Athena, but
No, they put her back in Ring of Honor Purgatory.
so I mean, that would have been hope.
Just an interesting thought, because I was like, you know what? I mean, it's they're gonna need babyface challengers for Tekla unless they hot potato the belt. But I was just thinking about it during this promo, like maybe they do turn her heel again. Now I wish she was still at Stokely, but again, that ship has sailed.
She's not gonna cut a good promo, unfortunately. That cosmic killer thing is not working for her.
Yeah, I find her more believable when she's just being herself, and it's easier to rally around her that way. But yeah, I don't know. It's wild to me how they just haven't been able to do right by her. But I've complained enough about that in the past. Moving on to the standby match, I'm glad we got another Kevin Knight singles match on TV, even if this was just more or less a whatever TV match, but just keeping him in the focus, and he's awesome.
See, I like these little standby matches because it reminds me of old school, enhancement talent match.
Very WCW pilled.
Yeah, so I fuck with this. I like seeing Kevin Knight, and I like Mansoor.
He's funny, dude. I like how they did the inverted atomic drop. He was like, "Yo, don't show that."
Yeah, the touching tips thing always gets me. So. And I like where they're going. It was kind of weird, but the after promo was kind of weird, I should say.
Yeah, well, yeah, because didn't they? I think I was reading on social media he spoiled the stip.
Yep.
Then he just covered up saying, "Yeah, that asshole was bragging about it on the phone all night." Well, okay, I could. All right.
Yeah, he blew the stip that MJF wanted.
Yeah, that's the next segment, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, we'll get to unpack this one now.
This was my problem with the booking here. This thing.
I'm going to lead off with this. I actually really like the segment. I still don't know what the hell we're doing with the match.
Me either.
I think Maxwell coming in with the rigged coin and the baby faces making him eat shit for it is great. Like, that's classic pro wrestling bullshit, right? What is this man doing in a Texas death match?
That's what I'm saying. It just makes zero sense.
And with what we're being told on the show earlier, is it just Swerve just going to cost him?
That's what I'm saying. Swerve's going to cross Hangman.
And then it just feels like we're back to where we were 2 years ago.
Like, what do you do? I don't know. They backed themselves in their corner now.
I really think they did, because let's just talk about this first. What Hangman's wagering here, I can't challenge for the championship again. I think because it's AEW, and we did it last week, so I'm not saying I'm not guilty of this, but we all attribute that to Cody Rhodes. But this is not a new concept in wrestling. And in those different examples of when this has happened throughout the last X amount of years, X amount of decades, this rule has been broken plenty of times when the guy loses. I mean, pretty sure Austin has been hit with it multiple times. The one I thought about was Tanahashi did it. He said, if I can't beat you, Okada, I'm not challenging for that belt ever again. And then AJ Styles won the belt. Tanahashi challenged him.
But I mean, when you're champion, as long as you're champion.
You're right. So, and then we got to, the peak of one of the greatest feuds of all time. So, I'm not worried about that right now. I don't think Hangman's ever going to be barred from wrestling for this belt ever again. But when you do the math from Swerve invoking Hangman's name, the whole I don't ever want you being champion thing that they were doing a while ago, well, I mean, he's gonna cost him from ever being champion, quote unquote. Like, I think the writing's on the wall now.
Yeah, face Brody, same night, cross Hangman. That's gonna set your matchup for the stadium. Or well, for something.
Yeah, because I do think they're going to keep that in their back pocket for... I would save it for Wembley, though. Like, if I'm like, okay, we're doing this... This is a legacy match now in AEW, if you could believe that. This is one of their marquee feuds, whether you like the matches or not. Because I know a couple of people who aren't really into their matches. I think the only thing that they have left to do with this feud, especially with Swerve as the heel... the alignments have not changed.
Yeah.
So if you're doing this as a classic AEW matchup, you just do it on the big show. But the big show is in August. So we have this
All
huge
right.
gap. What's up?
All White, the big show.
Well. Unfortunately, this is not no BS, but
It kind of is.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell to tell you, man. Like, I think they kind of spoiled the finish, and that leaves us with 4 months of TV, with 2, maybe 3. I think Forbidden Door will be early summer again because the England show's always that specific weekend in August.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bank holiday. I'm not sure which one, but they get the long weekend. That's why they always book Wembley there, and they did Forbidden Door there. So you're gonna have 4 months of TV of these two feuding. I think you have the blow off, but then it's like, I think we'll get a Kenny tag of some sort. That's a long time.
We're going to do Swerve and Andrade against Kenny and Hangman, you said?
I think so.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I don't know where, because I mean, I would assume Kenny's getting the title match in Canada.
Yeah.
The only reason he got written off is because he's doing some Street Fighter shit the weekend of Revolution.
Hell yeah.
Which, yeah, hell yeah. Like, go do your thing. I don't want to talk in circles about this too much, but I'm just like, kind of baffled by all this. It really feels like, I'm not saying I'm like not invested in, with AEW pay-per-views, there's going to be stuff on there that you really like it's just like they book it to where there's something for everyone. But it's like, we know MJF's going to win now. We know we're going into Hangman Swerve again, and this just feels like a step back to me.
Yeah, it's very step backwards. But I mean, hopefully the payout's good, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I'm very interested to see, like you said, though, like, what is MJF doing in Texas Death?
This might be like the kind of, old head mentality in me or whatever. I think I would have preferred seeing having Hangman having to navigate the bullshit MJF stipulation, the one way no DQ.
I'd rather have that. That reminds me of like some like '90s wrestling stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think for MJF has done a better job of leaning into being more of a shithead stooge than trying to show people he could do moves. So like, I would have seen it at least. You know what I mean? I could see that. MJF in a Texas Death Match, I can't see it. Maybe he wants to show a different side of him in that environment, but it's like, we know what's gonna happen. He's gonna have help. He's not gonna do it on his own.
Hammerstone's gonna finally debut.
Yeah, they're just gonna recreate the Brian Cage interference, but with Hammerstone. But man, yeah, I don't know. This just left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I'm hoping it goes into a good direction.
I mean, if I'm that bitter about it, this is gonna be the main event. I can always just go to bed early, but I still will probably watch it.
Yeah, probably. It's gonna be the first pay-per-view I watch on my new setup, so I think I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta break that in.
I think I'm gonna lock in with this one, so they better impress me.
Next, we got Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter being incredibly English.
Windsor.
Yep.
Yeah, I like this team, man.
Yeah, I think that they could have a good matchup with whoever's champ. I think, which we'll talk about next. But I think it gives these two something to do. They never committed to turning Jamie Hayter heel in the Statlander feud. And Windsor hasn't had much to do, I feel like, since like All Out.
Yeah.
I know she has been at home chilling with Ospreay during his recovery. This was the first. I don't think we got a vignette of his, by the way.
No, not this week. We did not.
No vignette this week after 3 in a row. So I don't think it means anything, but just making an observation.
He's coming back soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, I think he'll be back for the Owen. I really do.
Hell yeah.
Last year, I think they kicked off the Owen at Dynasty. So yeah, mid-April, late April sounds about right. Moving on though, Women's World Title match. I really thought this was going to be the night, but unfortunately, there was a legitimate injury.
Unfortunate.
It is at least being reported that Penelope Ford is injured again. And man, she cannot catch a break.
I blinked and did not see her get hurt. And then I see the ending and I said, yeah, I was like, did something happen? Like, this feels weird.
Well, I thought for a sec that, I don't know, did we talk about Lana Cross debuting on the Australia show? I think we skipped over.
We skipped over that part. No, yeah.
Yeah. which I'm familiar with her work a little bit.
I am not.
She did a stint in Sendai Girls. I want to say it was last year. Pull up the old cage match. Yeah, she also wrestled in our beloved DPW a couple of times.
Yeah.
Skypoint. I want to say, yeah, Sendai Girls. It was 2024. Yeah. Okay, she was the one I liked out of the tag team with Nina Samuels, because Nina Samuels was not that she was bad by any means, but she was very much into the flippy stuff more than anything. Which again, I'm not that kind of fan, but I mean, it's one thing when you're gassing up somebody just doing the same spots as everybody else compared to seeing the full picture. Yeah, she wrestled against Sari and Iwata in 2024. So that's where I remember seeing her. Did she wrestle Hosh? She did. She wrestled Team 200 Kilogram. It was Lana Cross and Venny against... Yeah, okay, that's the match I really... Yeah, that was the match I liked. Like I said, I've seen her here and there between Sendai Girls and DPW. And it's wild seeing somebody tower over Megan Bayne. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I'm interested to see how she... I'm gonna watch her matches. My thought process is I think Willow and Harley were losing these belts tonight.
I thought they were too.
And it just... Lord, these belts are cursed.
They might be. They really might be. I kind of figured... Well, at first I thought that they were doing this angle to where Lana Cross is going to kick out Penelope Ford and those two are going to win the belts. With injury, that might just be a necessity at this point.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they think Lana Cross is ready to step in because she hasn't had an actual match yet, I mean, I would just do it.
Yeah, why not?
If she's good to go, go.
Do the Jade Cargo thing, strap her up.
Well, I mean, she has more experience than that.
But what I'm saying, her first match, strap her up kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I got you. It looks like she works some GCW as well. And she did work Sendai Girls last year in August, so.
Is this the girl that was on Ring of Honor with...
Did she do this?
With Smart Mark Sterling? Because there's another woman on Ring of Honor that's huge, like tall-wise.
No, that is another incredibly tall woman that they found.
Okay. Just make...
Yeah. I don't know her name off the top of my head, but...
I think she used to wrestle for Beyond, so I think that's where Mark Sterling knew her from.
No, I mean, AEW is building a roster of very imposing women.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Yep. No, it's awesome. But yeah, I think her and Bane, I mean, if Lana Cross is good to go, I think that's the pivot.
Yeah, you might as well, unfortunately.
Next, I would say this is very much up our alley, but I mean, this was like tailor-made for you.
My match of the night.
Very much the Dudes Rock match of the night.
Yeah, this was my match of the night. For
Brody
sure.
King versus Dunkzilla, Mark Davis, and I mean, it was exactly what you thought it was going to be.
Hoss.
Just, yes, two large individuals beating the shit out of each other. There was a bit more of a third dimension added where Mark Davis was carrying in the hand injury from last week, where he bladed his hand against Moxley, and it ended up playing into the finish. I don't think there wasn't like some big control or targeting on it, but Davis at least reminded you that it was affecting him in the match, and I appreciate that, because sometimes like that stuff can just get dropped or forgotten about in the heat of the moment. But no, he stayed pretty consistent with it.
I almost forgot that you had that last week, and then I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. And they mentioned it on commentary, and then they asked Don Callis what was wrong, and he said, I'm not at liberty to talk about it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Don was in rare form on the call here, but I think Mark Davis is a good example of AEW correcting themselves on something they've been guilty of in the past, where they do have plans for somebody specifically in a team, and when the partner goes down, they just get dropped.
Yeah, true.
I don't think he's missed a show since Jake Doyle got hurt.
I don't think so either. Even if it's just like a run-in, he's been there.
I mean, he was in the tag on Collision again. He worked Australia last week. I mean, he's been everywhere.
He danced in the ring. I've seen it.
Yeah, he's been everywhere, and I just think that's awesome, because he felt like he needed something, no pun intended.
Something.
And yeah, no, so that's very cool to see them stay committed to somebody that they had plans for and work around adversity. Because like I said, man, there's been so many times in the past where it's here they are and there they go.
Yeah, I'm so glad Doug's still on my TV. After he caught the injury bug for a while there too.
Oh yeah, he was out for a while.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see him back.
I guess it all worked out in the end though, because I think the idea was to just have Aussie Open on AEW.
Yeah,
Mark Davis gets hurt. Fletcher obviously has the career transformation he's had. And now Mark Davis has found himself in a pretty good spot, all things considered. You need these type of roles in TV wrestling. So good for him, man. I'm happy for him.
I wouldn't be mad for after Fletcher finally drops that belt for another Aussie Open run if Jake something isn't back yet.
Then we got the promo where Brody calls him out, or calls out Swerve, excuse me. Brody King Swerve at Revolution. Count me in.
And then I'm with this, and then the other match they got.
Dude.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what my Revolution match of the night is already, Steve. I said, yeah, who's Bandito gonna fight? And then I hear the music. I said,
I thought it was gonna be a tag at first because they need to establish that Andrade Swerve combination if they want to do the Kenny Hangman reunion. I think that might be the case.
You'll get the tag match on Dynamite.
Yeah, I think that might be the case at some point because going back to this Swerve promo, like really threw wrenches into a lot of things. Especially say I took out all the Elite. We're getting that tag match at some point, but please let Andrade and Bandito do their thing.
Please
let them go, man. Let them cook.
They're going to. He's gonna.
Holy shit, dude!
I can't wait. I cannot. Let me tell you. Yeah, I was gonna text you like, bruh, what? But I was like, I'll wait till I talk to him online. I'll wait till I talk to him on the show because,
dude,
I'm all for this. I'm all for this match. Me and you have been praising Andrade these past couple of weeks. I'm still gonna do it because this match is going to fuck.
Well, here's the thing too. Like Bandito's been kind of quiet since the title match.
Yeah.
What a way to reintroduce him. Then facing Andrade, who's on
tear.
I mean, I have to watch his pre-WWE stuff more. I mean, I've seen a lot of the La Sombra stuff in New Japan, like Wrestling Shinsuke and stuff like that. But I mean, I think you could argue he's on at least one of the runs of his career right now.
Yeah, I mean,
look at Bandito coming off of the year he had.
It's for sure.
Seems just like this.
For sure, resurgence.
You know what this feels like? This feels like a Mania weekend match from like 10 years ago.
This is the Andrade LA Park match, or the Park match we were supposed to get. This is them making up for it.
Yeah, I hope it's a singles, man. I think these two would just do something ridiculous, and I mean that in the best way possible.
I mean, even if it's not a singles, let them cook. But I think it's gonna be singles. I think you're gonna have the matches because you still got some. You're gonna have it on TV to establish that they can team together. Andrade and Swerve go into Revolution with singles matches. Like that would be hard. Yeah, I just want to see Bandito and Andrade. I don't care what I gotta do to get there.
Yeah, we haven't got a Brodito match in a while either. Yeah, I'm all for the singles matches, and contextually, because there are some big things on this card as far as like main event, storyline, world title, all these things, right? Young Bucks title match in California, right? So when I'm looking at a Andrade Bandito match in the middle of the card compared to like if they did like a main event like Ring of Honor title match, give them just like 15 minutes and just let them go nuts. Yeah, I think it has potential to be special as long as it doesn't go like as long as they don't get too crazy with the near falls or like whatever the fuck the 38-minute matches Bandito's having. If you keep this reeled in, dude, I think it can be special.
Yeah, that's my only fears. They're gonna do a lot of false finishes and stuff with that, but yeah,
I just don't think there's room for them to go too overboard. I mean, like with the length. I mean. On an AEW pay-per-view card because there's so much that they're going to have and other things are going to get time. So I'm very excited at the prospect of this match.
Yeah, I literally looked at it when Josh was here. I looked at him. I said, yep, that's my match of Revolution right there.
Dude, yeah,
my main event.
We gotta just hope they commit to the singles match. Yeah. Yes. Andrade's still rocking the Sherlock fit too.
Yeah, I asked what the hell's he doing driving a limo? What the hell's he doing out here?
He looks like he looks like he drives a plane like 100 years ago.
He looks like he says, "Man, see."
But I ain't questioning Andrade's swag, and I never will.
I mean, I think he needs to hang out with Lance Archer and get the aura. But yeah, okay.
Andrade's rocking up to Dynamite next week in the 5X t-shirt
Yeah, get that. Give me a
and the
white
Amiri
tee.
jeans.
A long white tee, bro.
Hell yeah. We then cut to Kyle Fletcher with he's got the pink belt, which feels like a year overdue.
I love it. I think,
Yeah.
give me this replica. I need it.
I was kind of like, I didn't think he would still rock with the pink this far into this run, because he did that for the Owen and just rode it out, but he's making it work. The pink belt looks sharp, and I'm curious to what they're laying the foundation for here. They're still twisting the knife with the Okada Takeshita stuff. I don't know if we'll get that on the pay-per-view just at this point, but who's to say? Do you think they're going right back to Fletcher Ciampa?
Maybe. This Ciampa, I mean, this is rematch.
That would be his. Yeah, that would be his.
Yes.
Well,
I don't think
yeah,
Fletcher,
it would be the rematch. Yeah.
I don't see Ciampa winning. I see Fletcher retaining.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I could probably see that. Just because who else would you put in that spot right now? Like, and it's fresh in everyone's mind. He hasn't been back since he lost, so it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He hasn't been back since he's lost, so I think that would make sense. But
I for sure thought he was going to be the one to wrestle Brody Kingston. I'm glad it wasn't because we
yeah,
got this
I feel
match.
like
But
I feel like neither of them could have lost at this stage.
yeah, so I get why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So this Saturday, Fletcher and Okada will tag together for the first time as just the two of them.
Proto-Kata.
Proto-Kata, hey, that has a smoother ring to it than Proto-Shida.
Proto-Shida.
Yeah.
Proto-Kata. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good team, though. But
yeah,
just setting up for,
Yeah, curious to see. I just want to see when they're actually going to blow this up between the three of them. Because, I mean, Takeshita they can't do Okada Takeshita at the pay-per-view because they're doing Takeshita Moxley. What the hell am I thinking?
Yeah, I think
main
Okada,
event time.
I think Okada. Oh, no, never mind, because no interference. Saw good stuff, yeah.
Unless I'll say this before we get to main event. Unless they call back to December with the screwdriver stuff, where it could be like, hey, I put it back, and then it's not there again, and like they can get clever with it, I think, to where something will happen to where the match gets tampered with or whatever. Or maybe just Okada trying to pry Fletcher away from his boy will be enough. So I think we got some time to air that out. But I don't really know where to begin with the main event.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
You want to lead us off here?
I don't even know where to start either, brother.
We'll hash this out.
It started off like an Anarchy in the Arena match, then I got really confused and overwhelmed.
Let's start with that, because I think that was intended. For context, this was the Mile High Madness between the babyface team of the Bucks, Jungle Boy, and the Rascals. Rascals in the Wentz and Xavier formation. Myron Reed sitting this one out, though he would get involved. Against the heels of FTR and The Demand, our guys. So I was thinking about it, and I was in the Violent People Discord during this. Someone pointed out maybe they're not doing Anarchy in the Arena because Double or Nothing is in a stadium. So I'm almost thinking
a test run.
No, I'm thinking we don't get Anarchy in the Arena. We might just get Stadium Stampede in Wembley or Stadium Stampede in May. But I think this was their kind of diet, Anarchy in the Arena, to take that place. Because, I mean, if they're the match layout in a stadium, while it's a similar concept of just a batshit multi-man gang war, essentially, the layout in a stadium is just naturally going to be different with all the space that they're given. So I think this was to scratch that itch of the music looping and all this shit happening, and yeah, so.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Not saying that they still won't. I feel like Tony Khan loves sticking to his traditions with these sort of things, but between like state athletic commissions and them having the opportunity to run another wild match in Wembley Stadium, I'm just considering that.
Yeah, actually makes a lot of sense when you think about it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything was happening here, though. I'm pretty even though I liked the Myron Reed run-in a whole lot, I was pretty upset that we didn't get to see Toa Leona throw somebody, because I'm like, he should just be throwing everybody in this match off of high places.
I really want to see the Rascals Gates of Agony tag match. Give me that, because I know those guys will bump for them dudes.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot going on at once, so it was just really hard to keep up. The fire extinguisher, I for sure thought he was going to put in his butt. Because he just run it. I said, what is he doing? I said, okay, no. But very, like once they got back in the ring, it was very PWG-esque, and then that's when it was my time to lock in.
Yeah, I would say like the last third of this was more in that vein, with all the coordinated multi-man parts, like whole lot of moving parts, I should say, and coordinated action. Which, I mean, that's these guys' cup of tea. Were they supposed to do the slingshot power bomb into the trash can?
Yes, they were.
And they just whiffed.
Because I'm glad that they realized it didn't work, and they just power bombed him hard as hell on the mat. They said it didn't work, but they had a sweet swanton onto the garbage can after that. It was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I did see it that FTR pile drove Malachi Jackson. And what's funny was I was watching PWG from like I forgot what year it was, 2010, 2008, 9, I don't know. And Malachi Jackson was on there. So, shut up.
No shit.
Yeah, he didn't look like he did as an adult, though.
No.
He looks like Nick if you ever seen Malachi wrestle, he looks exactly like Nick. Gotcha.
Yeah, I would say my favorite bits from this match. I love Stokely being used as a weapon. I'm glad we got some goofy Stokely in here. A general strength of this match, I thought, were the table spots.
Yeah, I love the crowd. The crowd was in this match 100%.
Oh yeah, crowd was going nuts for the whole thing, which credit to them, because this ended up going close to 20 minutes. It felt like, and for this sort of thing, that can feel a little bit long. I thought this felt a little long personally, but.
Yeah, I think I told you, I was like, other than like the bajillion, there wasn't even like a lot of false finishes. They were just really timed crazy.
Yeah, they didn't really do false finishes in this. Part of me almost thought, I'm like, there's no way Dax is winning this type of match with a roll up, but obviously he didn't. But going back to some of them table spots, I like howled at the backdrop from Toa to Jack Perry. He absolutely launched that boy into space. It looked fucked up.
I need someone to gift that for me.
It was awesome. And, Perry's good at that. I mean, that worked for me a lot. I was scared with Cash's dive.
Man, they were all diving crazy. When they did the split-legged dive, I didn't think Nick was going to make that.
No, I would say, considering what I'm saying about the table spots, they were really throwing all of themselves into this shit. Like, you could tell on some of the dives, and especially the table spots, like, they were, like, really committed to it, and those came off great. It was even some of the more, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say innocent, but, like, less elaborate moments. Like, I think at one point, Ricochet just, like, chucked the garbage can, but, like, he had some stank on it, man.
Man, that's pretty sure that's why the Young Bucks powerbombed the shit out of him. When they missed the trash can. So
yeah, those kind of got the like,
But man,
damn, like I knew this was gonna be crazy, but
yeah, that double Spanish fly from the Rascals was dope. Like, yeah, that's pretty sweet. I liked it, man. It was good. Too long for like you said.
Yeah, it was fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. Fun little main event party match. Gotta have one every night or every week.
And naturally, my criticism is more. I need more Gates of Agony, but there'll be plenty more weeks for that.
Belts on them.
Yeah, but I would say I think the segments let this show down a little bit just because of the booking, particularly. But I mean, hey, between I would say three pretty good to great matches.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. They've done worse shows. This one was.
I don't think this was a bad episode by any means. I'm just.
The two long promos were very cut out. Like the long promos, and then you had a standby match, which was a little strange. But you could have cut one of those promos a little down. You may not have had it. You might not have had to have that standby match.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, when you are cutting these long promos and you don't necessarily, when you're cutting these long promos and you don't necessarily rock with the direction they're going, and then you just kind of have to sit with it. It's like, it could be a drag. But I would say this was, typical AEW, they delivered where it counts. And I don't think this was a bad episode. But I think the only thing announced for next week on Dynamite is Tekla's, I believe it's her first defense of the world title.
Yes.
Against Thunder Rosa. So it'll be good to see her back. And
can't wait for Stan to turn on her.
Yeah. Thunder wrestled Julia Hart on Collision. I did not watch it, so I can't report on what she's looking like at the moment, but I think we'll get the full picture next week. But there's a whole lot going on this weekend.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch going on this weekend, my friend.
The New Japan of America show is on Friday. Obviously, Elimination Chamber is on Saturday. And the next Dean show is on Saturday as well. Headlined by Mad Dog Connolly versus Slade.
Yeah, I'm locking into that one, my friend.
Yeah, dude. Let's go.
Yeah, and I'm actually going to try to watch some of the Elimination Chamber just because it's in our backyard, more or less. And I kind of want to see Javon Evans in that chamber, bro. So
I do not know the Elimination Chamber lineups.
I know it's okay. Don't shoot me in the foot, but I know it's Cody, Randy, Javon Evans, LA Knight. It might be LA Knight, and I think there might be one more person, but I know Javon Evans.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah, I know Javon Evans is in it, and your boy I'm supporting him for sure.
All right, we're doing the game again where I'm seeing the WWE pay-per-view card for the first time on the air.
Me and you, man. I only know the Elimination Chamber because I see it posted on social media. I don't know.
4 matches, which I think that's what they did last year, so that doesn't surprise me. But Men's Elimination Chamber, Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Cody Rhodes versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Jey Uso. And I'm assuming the winner faces Drew.
Because Roman's going to pick Punk.
So Cody's winning.
Probably, yes.
Okay. I saw the injury from Monday, and I feel like Bronson Reed is supposed to be in this match.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of injuries plague this.
Yeah, which is a shame.
They could put Abyss in it. I seen he was on Raw.
In like full get up, right?
Yeah.
Abyss's WWE debut.
For AJ Styles.
When he wasn't AJ Styles like lawyer or whatever in the Danielson feud in 2020, if you remember that.
Yes, sir.
Women's Elimination Chamber. Who's the SmackDown champ right now?
Jade.
Okay, so the winner here faces Jade.
So I think it's Jade.
I have not watched the episode of SmackDown.
I know Stephanie Vancouver is on Raw.
So. Yeah, and she's got Liv at Mania.
I think it's Jade.
Okay. It is Jade. Bianca apparently still messed up, which is horrible. Women's Elimination Chamber. Tiffany Stratton versus Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss versus Asuka versus Kiana James versus Raquel Rodriguez. Mainly because I'm not tapped in, I couldn't tell you who's going to win this. Is Rhea still a tag champ? They got me looking up all the belts right now. Let's go to the champions page.
I think they are. I think her and Io are still, yes.
List of current champions. Here we go. Punk, Vaquer, Dom, Becky, the Usos. So you have a tag champ in the Raw chamber. Yeah, it's Rhea and Io. Joe Hendry's the NXT champ now?
Yeah, same thing. He appeared.
I gotta look over my shoulder. But Igor Blanc is a speed champ there. Wow. What's his name now? Elio LaFleur. Okay, anyways. Okay, so Rhea's a tag champ. I have no idea who is going to win this. I would just guess Tiffany Stratton because I feel like I don't know what she has to do right now, and I
feel like this was tailor-made for Bianca.
She's not ready, and Naomi's still on maternity leave, right? No, they did the blow off with Jade and Naomi at Mania last year. Okay, yeah, so that wouldn't make sense.
So I mean, I'm assuming it's Tiffy. I mean, you're not gonna do Rhea. You're not gonna. I mean, you might.
Well, my thing is, from my knowledge, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka and Raquel are all in tag teams or factions. And WWE around this time of year love to blow up tag teams and factions. I don't know. I'm not saying that they're going to do it with Judgment Day just yet, even though we're in like year 5 of it, if you could believe that. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know if they're going to give Asuka that spot ever again. I feel like, but even though I think she should. But, yeah, whatever. It's probably going to be Tiffany Stratton from my limited knowledge. I'll admit that.
Yeah, I'm not going with that one too because that one's I can't call it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know if they're ready to commit to somebody like Kiana James yet, but let's see here. I am looking up AJ Lee's cage match to see if she's had a singles match yet.
I think she's wrestling Becky Lynch, no?
Yeah, she's on this card.
I think that's her first singles, I think.
Okay, this is her first singles match since returning. Challenging Becky Lynch. I am curious to see how this is, because I still think incredibly highly of Becky Lynch. I never watched that tag match that they did in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So I want to see where AJ's at, because I think she's doing a Mania match too. I think that's been reported.
Becky again?
Probably. I wouldn't mind AJ Bailey if they can get there somehow.
AJ and Nikki Bella.
Kind of give them their moment that they were kind of owed from a long time ago.
Yeah. I'm interested. I mean, like I said, I'm tuning in to Elimination Chamber just to see Javon Evans.
I think I would take a flyer on Becky AJ personally. I just don't know what how AJ would navigate a singles match at this stage, but I mean, she's clearly kept herself in like immaculate shape. I don't see why she wouldn't be able to handle it. So, main event. CM Punk Finn Balor or not necessarily main event, but world title match. I would assume this goes last. CM Punk in Chicago defending the world title against Finn Balor. I actually heard their first match was decent.
I seen clips. I didn't get to watch the full match yet, but I would expect nothing less. No honesty.
Yeah, I have it on my list. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Because I watched Punk Braun and I liked it, so I was going to take a chance on this too. I mean, this is kind of just a filler defense for Punk before the Roman match. I think they said Roman will be on Raw. If not, so this is Saturday. For some reason, I think they said March 3rd, but I don't think March 3rd is a Monday. Is it a leap year? Let's see. March.
Sure. Yeah, mine says February 28th.
Oh, the 2nd. Maybe I'm tripping. I think Roman's going to be on the next Raw, though. I don't see any reason why Punk would lose this. Oh, well, I'm never denying a Seth Rollins interference finish because we all know how much they love to do that.
Yeah, but I think when Seth Rollins comes back, his beef's going to be with the Vision.
Yeah. I can see that.
Do you think Balor comes out as a demon? Huh? I think we do it.
If it's a pay-per-view main event, he might.
I feel like he might come out with something.
And, I mean, he's going to be wrestling CM Punk in a 20,000 cap building in Chicago. I mean, who's to say if he's going to get this spot again? So, I think he might do the demon, and I think he might go out for this one. I'm going to take a chance on this one too. The night before, though, is the New Beginning in the USA, which we talked about briefly last week. The card's finalized now. A couple of highlights here. Tomohiro Ishii versus Boltin Oleg. Let's go.
Sign me that one.
Our boys, the Gates of Agony, are challenging for the IWGP Tag Team Championship against Yuto, Ice, and Oscar.
My new favorite tag team.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
I have to watch this one.
Athena is challenging Shuri for the IWGP Women's title, which I feel like that's a match that's long overdue. And then Andrade is challenging Yota Tsuji for the global title.
Andrade winning that belt. I don't know anything about New Japan.
So what they did was Tsuji won the world title. He brought back the old belt and the old lineage. So then they're stuck with this other white belt. And he said, this is the belt we're going to defend out of the country. So it's truly the global championship.
Andrade winning.
I think he might. And if he does, I mean, who's to say he wouldn't challenge? He could go challenge for the real big belt in Japan at a later date. So I think Andrade Tsuji is hard to call. I think Shuri Athena is hard to call as well. This is kind of a exciting lineup here. I know for some people, Takeshita El Phantasmo might be their speed too. Personally, their matches have not been for me, but who's to say that somebody else wouldn't enjoy it? It's a pretty cool card, all things considered. So I'm gonna be checking that one out too. And then I gotta find this Dean card because I know that it's headlined by Mad Dog versus Slade, but there's some other interesting things on there too.
I was looking forward to back there. Right? Is that Saturday or is it?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on the Action Wrestling Twitter real quick. So I know it's an Action Segunda Caeta thing. Ring of Honor is not presenting this one. The other big thing, this is absolutely insane. Battle Arts Rules, Matt Mako versus Carl Malenko.
Yeah, all right.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm finding other actions lineups.
Isaiah Broner's on this card, which I want to see more of him. Darren Bennington's on the card.
Oh, here it is. I found it. Hell yeah. Slim J, my dog.
Slim J's on the card, yeah. Slim J versus Tim Bosby. Tim Bosby's another guy I've seen a lot of buzz around. I just did not keep up with Action very much last year with everything going on.
Hell is old man, young boy.
We're about to find out.
Gosh, that's a great name.
Yeah, dude.
I love finding new people. Isaiah Bronner sounds like a UFC fighter.
Clips I've seen of him, he's a complete beast, so.
This name. That's something else to lock into this weekend.
Yeah, that is streaming live on IWTV with, I believe, the VODs. Like, you can just put it on whenever. So, I'm glad they're doing some more Dean shows and keeping it independent. Because I think the ROH ones were cool. They just didn't capture the same vibe of the first one. Just with, so that's always going to be with the production. But I don't think ROH was going to book Mad Dog Conley versus Slade. So, we're getting that.
You're alive.
Yeah. And Carl Malenko versus Matt Mako, Battle Arts Rules, that might be insane too. I want to take a chance on the whole card though, because I think it is important to go out on a limb, check out some independent wrestlers you haven't heard of, and odds are you might come away with a new favorite, or at least somebody keep your eye on. So I always like to promote that. I got to do a better job of promoting those things now that I'm somewhat current with pro wrestling outside of the majors.
You might find your new favorite wrestler. You never know. I mean, without that, we wouldn't have seen Javon Evans or, Cappuccino Jones is going to be on soon. So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, our guy of the year, Calvin Tankman.
Yeah, he needs to come back. I need him more on my TV.
Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with his bookings. I could check real quick before we sign off here. Heavyweight Hustle.
I just clicked on I'm just looking at the list of shows that are happening this weekend, and I looked up PWH, and then it says Chicago. It says X Boom Chicago, but it's in Amsterdam.
And what the fuck?
Yeah, but it's got Ricky Sosa on it, who's he's gonna be on TV before the end of the year. I'm calling it now.
I saw that name floating around too.
He's got an entrance that is captivating, and he's a really good wrestler. He's high flyer, really fast, but he's got the UK drill for his entrance, and it's the best. GCW is running a show on the 28th, and it's Atticus Cogar versus Megan Bain for the GCW World Title.
Is that in the area too?
No, it's in Connecticut.
Oh, I got you. Because I was like, I didn't actually check to see if there were anyone's kind of following Elimination Chamber weekend.
Nah, no. They usually do that more so around AEW than they would.
Yeah.
I think Freelance has a show this weekend. That's about it.
That makes sense. I'm gonna do my best to follow a couple of these shows, and I think we'll have a lot to talk about next week.
I definitely have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, so tune in next week for the next edition of AEW Dynamite and our discussion that will follow, and of course our takeaways from the weekend and elsewhere. But other than that, Chris, do you have anything to plug?
I got nothing, my friend. Just counting down the days to the Square Circle Expo.
Yep, if you're heading down to Indy, say hello to our boy, as he will be knee-deep in figs and all sorts of other cool things going on around the weekend. Other than that, I got nothing to plug at the moment. Just kicking it, and hopefully I'll be fully caught up on wrestling one of these days, but that day is yet to come. I guess, you know what, I talked about it earlier. You got 10 days to get your Violent People 100 ballots in. We are not affiliated, but I participated today. It's top 100 wrestlers based on in-ring only from January 1st to December 31st, 2025. So violentpeople.co for that one. For Steve and for Chris, if you got this far into the podcast, thank you so very much, and we will talk to you again next week.
See ya.